Roman Hemby is the back, lined up to Mendoza's right in the end zone. They fake it to him, pitch to the edge, and the catch is made by Omar Cooper Jr., who slips a tackle and is going to be shoved out of bounds.
Becoming a real strength, one of the top defenses in the country.
He worked for Signetti. James Madison Heatherman did. Mendoza checks it down. This is Hemby, shoved out aggressively. These kind of situations better than anybody. Haynes brings some pressure. Mendoza on the move, scanning, chase down, and a desperation heave into the bench.
He's undersized for as far as Miami's defenders are concerned off the edge, 230 pounds. But watch him knock the back, Hemby down, and then the pressure's able to get to Mendoza. We just talked about IU's been playing on their terms. Miami wants to make them feel this. Get him to... Would not be surprised at all.
Mendoza straight back, flushed a bit, pressured, retreating. Flag comes out as he heaves it on the sidelines, and chased to his right twice.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough battle for 67. Benson's a good player, but he's going up against an elite player. You talk about Pittsburgh in the draft. I mean, 4 is the guy you want to watch. And 3.
Been Bain. Have to game plan for him. See what the Hoosiers do to adjust. Quick throw across the middle, catch made, and running after it is Cooper. Cooper breaking tackles out across the 40.
A slow developing RPO. He's reading Torre right here. You make the decision. Is he coming up? Is he staying down? He sees movement up, so that gives him the quick glance route right there. Get the ball out, give him a chance to protect himself, gets off of that would-be.
He's been used to describe Indiana. There's a pitch to the edge. Surratt with a stiff arm there on each.
What Mendoza does, free access, you're going to stay off as a corner, he's going to take it. That was a run play with an alert tag, and every single time Mendoza either sees inside leverage on an outcut or a soft corner, he aborts, gets off the run play, takes the hit.
2nd and 7, pocket closing in, but Mendoza stands and delivers. It's another first down strike for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, Nowakowski's here, but watch the quarterback, Mendoza's eyes. He works to the left. He thinks he's got the outcut. He comes off of it quickly, almost like a check down right there to Nowakowski. See the eyes? He thinks he might go. Instead, where's that check down? Boom, ball out quickly. And again, another first down. Indiana right now looking good.
6 start for Mendoza. Play fake, pitch to the edge. Surratt again, easy.
Going to continue to go at it. They're going to mix the run. Corners are dropping, no problem. It's like basically an extension of their run game. They're just going to take 5, 7, 8 yards. Make Miami Mark Cooper and company.
Empty backfield first time tonight. 5 receivers for Mendoza. Pressure off the edge. He got hammered on the blind side. The pass is incomplete.
Empty, and he's able to sneak out. Blind side. Never really felt that. Good job. A big part of this tonight with Mendoza's player, or is it because he's carrying out of faith?
He's not defenseless, but at the same time, that hit was totally unnecessary and could have easily been a foul.
Miami's showing some pressure. They bring it. Pitch to the end zone and fought for it down there. Nice breakup.
Yeah, it's a matchup we want to see with Xavier Lucas out of the game. Frederic is not surprised at all with the ability to get his head turned around and get in position, and they will allow the corner to get handsy if his head is locating the football. 29 does a...
Hoosiers on top. Miami fortunate to avoid a targeting against Jacoby Thomas. Bill Lemonier, is that worthy of a targeting flag?
Yeah, he came in with, the first view I didn't see that part of it. I thought it was just a late hit. But this one here, he came in crown of the helmet.
They got a speed rush package in here. Bain, Mesidor, Lightfoot, and Blunt. And it's a screen. Long way to go for Hemby, who's going to be knocked down. So game. Think about that.
Right.
That's how locked in on how accurate he's been. Surratt. Again, easy access. Kane's playing off.
There, it's a running play with an alert. As Mesidor tries to get up, tries to get in there to touch it, does not. Ball's able to get out there. Torre came down, so he thought he had a quick route. But I'll tell you what, 29 right now is playing very, very well. He got away with a grab there with the left arm, grabbing onto Surratt, but he's tight and he's in phase, and he's got his eyes on the quarter.
He's the lone holdover from last year's secondary. That was a disaster for the Canes. Frederic was a freshman All-American, though. Catch made. And still kind of pinballing around there is Nowakowski. Tough dude.
Run game. Eventually, you're going to see them take shots.
Pitch, and it's incomplete. Flag comes in. It's right in front of
Pass
Cignetti.
interference, number 29. Defense, spot foul, automatic, first down.
Bill, quickly, the difference between that and the previous ones where he's been pretty handsy on some of the other covers as well.
He's got a restriction there that prevented the
Speed rush package in the game. Mendoza running out of time, and it's too high.
Uncharacteristically has been bringing a lot of pressure, dialing up a lot more blitzes than we've seen from them all year. 7 of the 13 plays have been blitzes when he's dropped back. No opponent more than 50. Able to push it, kick it to the inside, and they got downhill in a hurry.
Miami trying to get set up as they snap it with some tempo. Cooper, the catch on the edge, and Indiana.
By Mike Shanahan.
It's been Black, who now hits 1,000 yards with that run at the high hand. Again, huge cushion, and Becker makes the catch, fights down.
Trying to make a tackle, 29. He just kind of gives up on the play. Does he stay in bounds? Nope, he's out of bounds right there. But what a job. Once again, Mendoza saw the cushion that you mentioned and just took it. Came off the run, took this, and now instead of tackling, they're trying to just get the football. The foot is obviously out of bounds. Very poor effort by O.J. Frederick there on trying to make that tackle. Watch 29. There's the cushion. Easy first down. Poor effort there by 29, and then great effort by Becker, who's...
Mendoza from the pocket, low throw, catch made right.
Just trying to get closer.
Miami's playing it like it's a Hail Mary. They're way off those receivers, and that's what Mendoza's thinking as he steps back and launches into heavy traffic near the pylon, and it's going to be in the stats. Into the play here. Becker working with Jacoby Thomas, who does make the grab, but well out of bounds.
Acceptable mistakes. I need you guys to be detailed, disciplined.
Mendoza looking to throw on 2nd and 10. He'll be sacked. Drop.
Lack thereof right here. Look at how tight this coverage is. That's different than what we saw in the first half where they gave up a ton of cushion. And now when you play tight like that, Mendoza, see how he wants to get the ball out of his hands? But
touch your jacket, Holly, with that hand. That's kind of a growing trend, that liquid chalk. Mendoza rolls, moves the pocket, delivers a downfield play, and it's incomplete again.
Yeah, he's looking downfield. I think he missed an open receiver with Omar Cooper. He looks downfield to Surratt. But Cooper, tight coverage with Keontae Scott. It's a good matchup. He goes down. He keeps his feet. He's wide open again.
Mendoza needs 9 here. Has time, now running out of it as Bain chases him down and makes the sack.
To try to create a one-on-one, so this will occupy the guard, and now you've got a one-on-one matchup to the outside. That was Lightfoot. Evans ends up blocking nobody, so instead of being able to kick out 62 to have 2 guys on Bain, it's a one-on-one matchup, good against Carter.
He's not in there to anchor the middle of this D-line on 3rd and 3. Mendoza looks to throw, gets it out, and it's bobbled and incomplete. Surratt had his 4th and 3 at their 47, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, really good job of seeing it with Mendoza on 3rd down. Keontae Scott brought the blitz on his left side, right over top of Surratt. He saw it. Surratt does the right thing, is sitting down, right, give him a big target, just never quite.
Indiana after a strong defensive stop. From the 43, Mendoza pressured again. And he will go down again.
And it has been the entire second half, 72. He just goes around him. Again, you get caught up with Ruben Bain in that spot, but they're moving these defensive linemen around to try to create matchups that are more favorable. He almost did that kind of that frog jump almost with his left hand on the football.
Miami doesn't bring extra pressure this time when the ball is out. Surratt tried to make one of those back shoulder corners.
Yeah, they're tightening up the coverage. Frederick here, watch again. Watch him, he's almost expecting that back shoulder fade. Bill, what are your thoughts on this one? He's been handsy most of the night.
Both of them, though. Both of them are grabbing.
23, representative of the way Indiana has built this team with very experienced, well-traveled players. A dangerous throw.
Free access, let's take it. It's an alert. Look at the reaction, how quickly 24 drove down on that football. Almost as if he's baiting him. If I go off, he's going to think he's open.
Mendoza. There it is to the edge. Cooper has some blockers. Omar Cooper with his quick burst. Good help on the edge.
Trying to get enough defenders out there. You can see that they're kind of looking around, making calls. The problem is you got 3 against 2. 2 to be able to make the block, as you'd expect. Nowakowski's out there to be able to make that block. And, you know, much like we talk about on the other side with Tony, Cooper.
Indiana trying to answer Miami's answer. Off the play fake, Mendoza will take off.
Strategy here. 37, Nowakowski comes down. And there's just, you know, there's just a bust on that right side of the offensive line. I don't know if they were trying to just kind of bait Bain to maybe collapse and hit that slide route quickly to Cooper, but the play just comes.
Mendoza delivers downfield. Cooper didn't see the football.
You know, Keontae Scott and Connor, they switch at the last second. In fact, Scott called for it to be a switch, and that doesn't show it as much, but I was watching it live. He grabbed onto the shoulder pad. Yeah, that's a definite hold right here.
Of a gamble. A lot of coaches would punt Miami deep. Mendoza, ball in his hands. Sideline pitch. Becker comes back to make a catch.
Back shoulder. They do it all the time. Surratt usually makes these plays. Becker showing you he's got the ability as well against O'Connor. Timing, the ball was in the air. He comes back perfectly. Look at those hands by Becker. Inbounds for the big first.
And it punches it in. Huge. Double digits again. Mendoza across the middle. Too high. Trying to find. Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal. Diving toward the end zone. Touchdown. That's why he won the Heisman Trophy.
And the offensive coordinator, Mike Shanahan, quarterback draw. He definitely breaks the plane, holds on to the football for a touchdown. What an individual.
Touchdown, Indiana back up 10.
Unreal, follows his blockers. Drew Evans leads his way in there. He also gets behind Kalon Black, but really, it was about.
E&T connected. Clicker can.
Yeah, let's check this out. Again, you're going to get a great block here and a great block here. But watch how the safeties shoot down. Watch how they try to help out. There's the good blocks. Look at this safety right here coming down. Look how this safety is late. That's Jacoby Thomas. If Jacoby Thomas pulls down the way Poiser is, then he doesn't have as much area to be able to run, eventually build up that momentum and get into the end zone. But converting a 4th and 5, they go for it on 4th and 4 on that drive alone.
Cooper comes across in motion, now goes back. Mendoza rolls that way. Pitches it short. Nice play design. Cooper just enough to confuse.
No surprise that the defense didn't respond better to Cooper. You can see there's confusion. They're trying to get on the same page. Nobody. Little yo-yo back and forth. They didn't communicate. Lucky they didn't get a penalty there out of bounds. But see how the defense, the secondary, doesn't respond to this. Again, once again, 3 Indiana receivers.
Some confusion. Need 2 in the play clock. Mendoza pitches downfield. Becker makes the catch again.
His best throw, but it's a heck of an effort by Becker. That's just a fade that's bringing him back. That's not a back shoulder at all. It was designed to be. But because Becker has such good feel for this quarterback throw the ball so they can react. It's exactly what Sharp did. And as I sing his teams in college football history at the start of the year to now, the national champions.
Hustle gods. Ay, hop in the booth, take off the roof. I got the juice. Haters are talking, but I never hear them like a motherfucking television on mute. Get to the money, I know how to hustle. I get a bag and I turn it to double. Plug always like to show me love, cause my paper correct every